And Brian, your topic would be, how would you help young people choose a career as a counselor? How would you help them choose a career as they come to you?
Okay. Well, in helping young people to choose a career, first of all, many people, they're not really sure exactly what they want to do with their life. They're really not sure what kind of job they would like to do, something that they have a passion for. So what I try to do is when people come into the counseling office is first of all, I try to find out what it is that they think that they're interested in. And if they're not really sure of what they're interested in, then I give them a series of assessments, okay? One of the assessments that I give is called the self-directed search. And what it is it's a sample of questions that ask you if you've tried different things and you like different things. For example, some people like working with their hands. Some people prefer working, doing more mental things. Some people love working with people. Some people like to be more private. So you go through this assessment to find out what your interests are, including certain jobs that you either say like, yes, or no, don't like, and that type of thing. So we go through this short assessment. After we take them through an assessment, the next thing we do is we talk about the job or the possibility of a group of jobs that might fit for that person to be able to go into and look into. So what I usually try to do is I try to encourage these young people to go on the internet and do some research. Okay, first of all, find out if the possible career that they're interested in is going to be increasing over the next 10 years, or is it something that's declining? Let's just say, going to decline over the next 10 years. Also look at the salary, okay, and then also just look at what's, I guess, if this is something you feel that you need to do, and also take a look at the education. How much education will you need in order to do this? Because some types of careers don't require much education at all. Like a person become a landscaper. I used to do landscape, and you could just actually start doing that from the beginning and learn, or maybe you might want to become a psychologist or a counselor. That's going to require a master's degree. So we talk about those different things. Then I also talk to them about how much time do you want to take to get into your career, that is to pursue your career. And I also emphasize very strongly that sometimes it's just as important, the journey, as arriving at the conclusion, at the end. You've got to take the lessons, like for example, let's say, I'm not really sure what I really want to do, and so I go through these assessments, and then I get some counsel from the counselor like myself, and then I'm like, well, it's going to take me 4 years, or I'm going to be a nurse. Let's say I want to be a nurse. It's going to take me at least maybe 3 years to become a nurse. So what I try to do is let the person see that, okay, don't look at how long it's going to take. Look at what you need to do in the meantime, step by step, to get into that career. For example, to become a nurse, you have to be good with detail, you have to be good with math, you have to have a really good understanding of English to be able to also not be afraid of blood and things like that. So I try to create the scenario of all the things that are required, and then all the little steps that it takes, and then just take and look at one step at a time, instead of looking at, oh, it's going to take me 3 or 4 years, I'm not going to be able to do this, and I thought that maybe when I was 3 or 4 years from now, I would already be making money and all this kind of thing. So I try to kind of dispel that, and I try to create this mindset of the process. What are you learning along the way? Because if you take one step at a time, what's going to happen is you're going to be able to see yourself jump over one hill, then another hill, until finally you reach the end. Wow, I got it. I have my degree. And now, also in the process of, as you're learning, you need, and I try to tell the students this, you need to network with people who are already in that field. You also should job shadow. That means that job shadow simply means maybe take one morning, 3 or 4 hours. Get with the person that works in that field and sit with them and watch them work and ask them questions. Ask them things that could help you to understand what they do. Also, always, and I always try to tell the students this, understand that even if you find the career that you really love, the thing that you really have a passion for, there are going to be aspects, there are going to be elements of that you're not going to like. There's just always something in a job here or there, no matter what it is, there are elements that you don't like. There's little details like, oh, why do I have to do this? Why are there so many meetings? When I was a counselor at Upper Bound program, you know, our director always was having these meetings all the time. Sometimes she'd have a meeting and she wouldn't be there. And I felt like, what a waste, you know? You made me come all the way here. I could have been counseling these students and helping them. So there's always going to be little things about every single job or work that you do that you're just not going to like every single little detail. But understand that when you find the thing that you're passionate about and that you love, you're going to give 110%. And you're not going to even think of it like you're earning money because you love doing this. You love this. You have a passion for it. So if you're doing something that you love, you're not just thinking about the money. You're thinking about how you can make an impact and what your purpose is in that calling that you have. Because to me, when you have a career, to me, I look at a career like a calling. You know, it's just like you put everything you can into it, okay, because you love it and you're passionate about it. Think about a career too. I try to tell them is that the reason it's so important to get into that career too is because you're spending the bulk of your life working. You know, most of us will work 8 hours a day, and you know, and if you're doing something you don't like, that can get really, really frustrating. Okay, so I think that that's how I counsel people in finding their career and experiencing themselves. And my hope is that, you know, they might later on down the road just you know, share that with somebody else.